Hi, my friends. Okay, extremely excited today to announce the release of an open source project by the Hatter AI team. This project is called ZipBB, and it's made to help assist engineers, developers, programmers with creating their own apps and products extraordinarily quickly and at scale. It is not reliant on a specific LLM, rather it's a way of thinking and a tool set to help you get to your goals faster in terms of code. We're gonna let you hold the green venom in your hand with this project. Okay, let's jump right into it. All right, here we go. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you're gonna do is go over to zipbb.org. That's zipbb.org. It's a nice little client site that we've created. We might host some docs on it later on as we develop the project further, but you can head in here. And there's a quick tutorial on how to do this, but I'm filming this longer video for you anyway. So you can click on this button. You'll be sent to the open source repo. And you can grab this. You can fork it if you like. I recommend you fork it, have some fun. Do as you will. Pick your location where you want to save this project. There we go, we got it. Open it in your code editor of choice. We're going to do VS Code here. Whoops. Okay, not the repo folder. We just downloaded ZipBB, so it'll go in there. Amazing. Okay, so once you're inside of this, we can go and run a couple samples and explain how this thing works. All right, so README has the details here. Essentially, ZipBB, as you're working on coding, it's useful to share your code with an LLM of your choice. It could be OpenAI, could be Claude, could be any of the other options. You know, there's a number out right now. Pick the one that's your choice. What ZipBB will do, it will help you parse your code files. So it works kind of like the opposite, like git ignore, but closer to something like Sphinx. So what you want to do, well, let's install it first. Okay, so pick the folder or the code base that you want to install ZipBB into. Here we're just going to look at the ZipBB folder itself. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we want to pip install first. So we're already in the correct directory, so we'll just go ahead and open the terminal. The setup.py is inside of this ZipBB folder. So if you put this in like a different project of yours, make sure you're inside of the ZipBB root directory. All right, so once you're in here, pip install dot, well, make your virtual environment first, right? There you go, activate it. Amazing, now the pip install should work. Takes a little bit of time. Doing the wheel build, fantastic. Okay, there it is. So we've installed the ZipBB package. So the first thing you want to do after it's installed is run ZipBB quick start. Now what this does is create the .zipbb file where you can specify the files and the directories that you want to parse for use by ZipBB. Okay, let's change it to the ZipBB directory itself. It's this one here. It's got the code for ZipBB. I think it just makes a lot of sense, but you can run this, you can put this in any code base you want and then parse it and then see some of the really cool features here. Okay, so we've got that added in. So we'll parse that one. Head back over to the README. Now let's get the parsed data. So if we run the command ZipBB zip, then all the directories and files we specified inside the .zipbb file will get parsed. So let's go ahead and do that. ZipBB zip. Good, and you can see what this looks like here. This is all the parsed code. And if you wanted, you could take this and then paste this into your LLM of choice if you're working on adding in a new feature or if you're working on debugging code. They should be saved into the scripts_data.json. Here's a sense of what this looks like. So we have the relative path, we have the file name, and there's the code, and there's the length. Fantastic. Let's look at some of the other features available. Okay, back to the README. Quick thing to note here before we move on. With your LLM, you might run into something where you don't have enough characters or you don't have enough context, so you can use a limit. So you can pass the flag -m and then an integer for the amount of characters the max amount of characters allowed per file. Okay, fantastic. The next very interesting feature here is the ZipBB graph. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, ZipBB graph. Cool, okay. So this created this here. And essentially what this is doing, it's relating directories to files and using graphs, using directed graphs. And the size of the nodes in this directed graph are related to the length of the code itself. And if you think about this, this gives you a sense of code complexity. This is one of the more basic ways to do it, but it's a nice quick heuristic that you can use to get a sense for the complexity of the code. We'll look at some other complexity analysis features here in a little bit. Okay, if you want to see the graph data, adjust it, use it in your own custom code, it's automatically stored to graph_data.json. So if you want to reference this, you can use this as you like. Nice thing is this is dynamic. Whenever you run that ZipBB command with your specified directories, this will change very quick, which is great. Okay, let's head over back to the README. Let's look at the function graph. So this is a little bit more advanced. To run this one, you do ZipBB function graph. Fantastic. Okay, so this one here, there's a lot going on here, but I think we'll update it later, or this is open source. Feel free to do with it as you will, but you could look at subsets of this graph. What this one does is it looks at the relations between the different files in your project and the function calls. So this is a slightly more advanced way of looking at code complexity and understanding, like, okay, what is the code actually doing? So right now we have the graph, but you can do some interesting graph analysis on this afterwards. And we might add this to a couple of future updates, but then again, it's open source. Play with it as you like. All right, so we got the function graph there. Yeah, those are the main features we have now. Fun little open source project. Remember, if you're using this to, I guess, write code and also debug or add a new feature, whatever, the scripts_data.json is going to be a really good friend of yours, because you can easily go in here and just copy stuff, give the LLM context, and you can debug, right, much quicker. And you can do multiple of these too, right, at the same time. So copy this, paste this, pass it to your LLM of choice, or you can drop this into a file and then pass the file. There are many interesting ways of thinking about it. Or save it to a file, right? Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. The website is zip, that's ZIPBB, the letters B.org. This is Dennis with the Hatter AI team. We have a lot of exciting new apps coming very soon. You can check out our flagships at hatter.ai, and you can check out our second flagship, PostX3, P-O-S-T, the letter X, the number 3.com. Excited for the many new projects to come. Thanks. Take care. And remember, this is the green venom. You got it. Go have some fun.